Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to talk about crops or vegetables and herbs that you can grow under the shade, whether it's a full shade or partial shade. Actually, but remember that all vegetables and all herbs require a bit of sunshine. So it's not totally under total shade, but at least they can get 2 to 4 hours of sunshine every morning or every day. So we're going to look at vegetables that you can successfully grow under shade and still have some harvest, although some of them the harvest may not be as perfect as when you grow them in full sun. And so let's get into this video and see what you can grow under the shade. So number one is chads. Chads are just like spinach, but they are very colorful and they do very well under shade. Actually, they prefer cooler climate as compared to hotter climate. So if you grow your chads under a tree or under a partial shade, they'll do better than the ones that you grow in full sun. So number two is parsley. Parsley is a herb that is usually confused or mistaken for Dania or coriander, but they are actually two different crops, and you can grow parsley under a shade. So you're going to grow your parsley under a partial shade and not a full shade, and it's still going to do very well as compared to the one you grow in the full sun. Usually when you grow some of these crops in the full sun, such as parsley, it's going to bolt very fast, and so it's going to go to seed. Growing it under a shade slows down the bolting process, and so you can harvest it for longer. The same case applies to our crop number 3, which is Dania. So Dania does very well under partial shade, and actually I'm growing mine under a mango tree, and it takes longer to bolt when it's growing under a tree than when it's growing in the open. So please do grow some Dania in a partial shade and enjoy it for longer as compared to when you grow it in full sun. So number 4 is cherry tomatoes. Usually tomatoes do very well in full sun, but cherry tomatoes depart from this fact and actually do well under partial shade, and I'm going to show you some of which I'm growing under a shade and they are doing well. They may not be fully as productive as the ones that are in full sun, but also you can still get a harvest, actually a good harvest, if you grow your cherry tomatoes in a partial shade. So number 5 is kales. Kales really do well under shade, and I have actually realized when you grow kales in full sun, especially when it's very hot, it can get very hot in my area, and so when you grow them under a shade, a partial shade, they are tastier and softer. If you grow them in full sun, they get very tough and they start to get bitter. So do grow some kales under partial shade and compare the difference with the ones that you grow in full sun, especially if you live in very, very hot areas. So number 6 is mint. So mint is a herb. You can actually grow it in the sun or in the shade, but I've realized mint does really well in the shade, and the leaves are softer and actually tastier, and the smell is stronger when they're growing under shade. I really don't know how that works, but I've realized when they are growing under a tree, they do much better and they don't dry as easily as the ones that are growing in the full sun. So number 7 is broccoli. This was a surprise to me too. I did grow some broccoli this season under a tree, and they have done extremely well, and so you can actually grow broccoli in a partial shade. I'm growing mine under a fruit tree, and both of them are doing well. They are coexisting perfectly. So actually you can grow broccoli under a shade, and they are going to do well. So number 8 is beetroot. So when you grow beetroot under shade, they may not give you as big bulbs as when you grow them in the sun, but the leaves are surprisingly bigger and tastier when it's under shade. So if I'm growing my beets for the leaves or the beet greens, I do grow them under shade, and if I prefer to get the bulbs from those, then I grow them in the sun. So depending on what you want to harvest from your beets, then you decide where you plant your beetroots. I plant mine in both places because I like to take both leaves and the bulbs. So number 9 in this list is spinach. Actually, spinach does well in full sun, but it still works in a shade. It doesn't give you very dismal results, and if you're having a shady part of your garden and you're wondering what to put, the whole list of these crops are going to do well in your shade. So if you have a spot which has a shade and you have some spinach, you are wondering where to grow them, do grow them under that shade, and they are going to give you a harvest, though it may not be as perfect as the harvest in the full sun. the spinach are still going to give you something. So the next one is number 9. Number 10 is leaf lettuce. Take note, is loose leaf lettuce and not the head lettuce. The head lettuce requires a lot of energy, and so it takes time to form the head and requires full sun. But the leaf lettuce will do very well even under shade. So do grow some leaf lettuce under shade and enjoy them as long as you can. So the last thing and the last crop in this series of what you can grow under shade and actually get some harvest is celery. I am growing my celery and my under shade, and they are doing well. So you can actually grow celery under shade. And that's it for this video. I hope you're not wondering what you can grow under shade, a partial shade, full sun, and I don't know the rest, the other one. But actually do grow these crops under a shade or under a partial shade. Do not let your garden stay naked because you're thinking there is a shade and they are not going to thrive. You can grow all this and they are going to do well. Maybe to give you one of those things that have performed dismally under a shade, from my experience, is onions. They really don't like any shade. They want the full sun. So if you're trying to grow onions, put them in the hottest part of your garden and they are going to do well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Always remember, if you have a vision, add some passion. And I'll see you in the next one.